Welcome, 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 everybody. I know I said I was going to take a break, but I'm back. Actually, I'm back for this particular live stream. It's not necessarily an Ask Me Anything Mexico. I'm going to kind of be brief, but I wanted to touch base with everybody on my recent two videos. I just uploaded one right now about the Dollar app and what's going on with the Dollar app. I want to be able to answer any questions people might have. Just want to give a shout out to Lisa and Stephanie. Welcome. Um, I know I was going to take a break from Facebook. I mean, not Facebook, but YouTube. And well, it turns out that this new information came up. I know I had done a video about the Dollar app being kind of dangerous at the very beginning, or risky, and it went from risky to dangerous. I had talked about how this Dollar app was risky in the fact that it utilizes cryptocurrency, which is the first thing. There is no such thing as a stable coin. I don't care what anybody says, what anybody tells you. There is no, hey, Henry, how's it going? There is no such thing as a stable coin. As a matter of fact, many stable coins, quote, quote, have actually busted and gone broke and gone to value of nothing. So just because they say it's a stable coin, there's a big confusion because this is called USDC, stable coin that they use. And the USDC doesn't mean anything. It's not part of the US government. It's not federally insured. The big thing, or the big selling point, is $1 equals $1. So it makes it sound like it's somehow backed by the US government, but it's not. USDC is just like any other cryptocurrency. It's actually backed by a company called Circle, or created by a company called Circle, and backed by Coinbase, which is one of the largest cryptocurrency exchanges. One of the things that I have done research into Circle, they had to take previous when I first started doing the research, is they took 100, I think it's a bailout from BlackRock Financial. Not sure how much. Hey, Blaine, how's it going? Not too late. I'm just starting. Circle took an actual bailout. They were in trouble. The creators of this coin have already been in trouble already financially. BlackRock Financial came and bailed them out. And Coinbase, who also supports the coin, is running in a deficit right now, in the billions of dollars. So, this coin could go at any time. That's what happened at the very beginning when I started warning people about this. Anything that uses cryptocurrency as some type of exchange, and the reason why this app uses cryptocurrency is to skirt banking regulations. And also, hey, Cindy, how's it going? It's not only to skirt banking regulations, but money transfer regulations and everything else. There's this misconception that somehow if I have an account in cryptocurrency, like for example on an FBAR, let's say I have $10,000 in my account, but it's in cryptocurrency, I don't have to report it on my FBAR. The problem with this is that this app, even though based in Mexico, and not only that, but we're based in Mexico. The problem is this app, even though it was based in Mexico, was utilizing a platform based out of San Francisco, California, which is still under financial regulatory control of the United States. And so this all sounds like a great deal kind of in theory, but it's not a very secure deal. I also had warned people about the questionable reputation of Synapse. They were a company that's already been in trouble. They came out in Forbes magazine before any of this happened, of issues that they were having. Not only that, but the owners of the Dollar app left a company called Revolut. And quite interestingly, they left the company when the company was under investigation by UK authorities. There was a mass exodus of upper management from that company, and they left when they were under investigation for the UK for lying on their balance sheets. Basically, your balance sheets is how much money you have on hand, how much money is passing through. They were lying on their balance sheets. So long story short, I said, you know what? the questionability of Synapse, the questionability of the owners or the founders. And not only that, but the use of cryptocurrency is not good. Also, there's money laundering statutes that require any business that's operating out of the United States, that's transferring money to another country, to have a money remittance license, which I doubt they have. I don't know if Synapse did, but they have to have that license. I also warned about the FBAR, and I can go ahead and mention names now, but Kuru Paul went and pulled some regulation off the FBAR when he read the regulation, but he didn't read what was in parentheses. Any institution acting as a bank. At the point that you deposit money into the DolarApp, you're using a banking institution called Evolve Bank, which we're going to get into now, and they're holding your money, okay? So they're acting as a bank or an intermediary as a bank. So therefore, you still have to fill out an FBAR technically. I told Kuru Paul that, hey, look, I worked with FinCEN. I was a liaison to FinCEN when I was in Washington, D.C. I have nothing to hide. And I said, you know what, dude, this is not right. He gaslighted me. He gaslighted me on his YouTube channel, deleted my comments when I was trying to warn him. Not only did he gaslight me on his YouTube channel, but he deleted me from his Facebook group, which I was a paying member for his Patreon, but he deleted me off the Facebook group, which was one of his things on Patreon, one of your I guess your perks, but he deleted me off the Facebook. So he literally gaslighted me when I warned him about this. Now, the new developments are that it went from risky, because of those facts, it went from risky to outright dangerous. Synapse filed for bankruptcy about a month or 2 months ago now. And not only did they file for bankruptcy, but Evolve Bank froze a bunch of accounts. They were dealing with Evolve Bank. They froze a bunch of accounts, and other banks froze accounts from Synapse because Synapse could not prove they didn't have any balance, and their accounting was bad. So they could not tell how much money a customer had and how much money they owed or how much money needed to be given. So basically the banks have frozen their accounts. Synapse turned around and tried to sue the banks, but in the same time, they're in legal proceedings right now. The bank's argument is, we don't know how much money we're supposed to give out, or Synapse has no accounting of who owes what and what goes where. And that has forced Synapse to go into bankruptcy. Synapse is the company that the DolarApp uses as a financial platform. I'm not sure if Synapse is still operating. Sometimes it can still operate under bankruptcy because Chapter 11 is a reorganization. But what they're saying right now, the trustees that have been assigned to the bankruptcy have said it's almost impossible. You were talking about millions of customers have had their funds frozen or lost their funds. And the trustees saying the accounting's so bad in Synapse that they don't even think they're going to be able to recover any of the victims' monies. They don't even know who owes what or who put what in, that the accounting's so bad. Not only are the trustees doing that, but in the meantime, there was a data breach of Evolve Bank, which had nothing to do with Synapse or the DolarApp, but it kind of rolled downhill. The Evolve Bank was hacked, and basically all the personal information and bank account information was compromised and published on the dark web by a hacking group. So basically, even if you use the DolarApp and quit using the DolarApp, or you're a normal user of the DolarApp, now it's even worse. Even if you lost your funds, now your personal information has been exposed on a data breach. Pretty much everybody's personal information has been exposed. But I am going to also make this clear. The other transfer service that has been affected by this data breach has been Evolve. I just uploaded a video probably about an hour ago on the other money transfer service. That's his wife's. So basically what we have here is Synapse going bankrupt. I did check. I've been checking on Trustpilot, been kind of monitoring the DolarApp website, Facebook page, and there's ads, not ads, Trustpilot. There's reviews that are saying, you know what? On this review, I lost my money. They lost my money. I transferred my money. It's 2 months later. They can't tell me. I keep getting call support, and after a while, they quit my emails, answering my emails. And these are all reviews that are done in about the same time that Synapse was having financial problems. One review said they changed banks, and that's why, which they did change banks because Synapse went bankrupt and Evolve quit. And I think there was at one point, Evolve quit taking deposits for Synapse and told them to get your act together, your accounting act together. So that's probably what happened there. Another individual said that they put $60,000, but I think it was a dollar sign, but I'm thinking maybe it was pesos. I said $60,000 on the video, but I don't know if it was 60,000 pesos or $60,000. I don't know who would put $60,000 into an app that has cryptocurrency, but he says he's lost it all. Apparently, they lowered his credit limit because he wanted to have a credit card. On the credit card, he had a $60,000 credit limit because he was keeping it in there for the secured credit card. And the next thing you know, they lowered his limit. He wanted to withdraw his funds, and all of a sudden, his funds were lost. So this is happening. People's funds are getting lost. Probably what's going on with the DolarApp. One thing that hey, Mark, how's it going? One thing that I've noticed with the DolarApp, they continue to do their aggressive marketing. Literally, I get, hey, Gringos are us. I get on my Facebook, DolarApp, DolarApp, DolarApp. Now I've checked on the Facebook and the DolarApp. Hey, Marcus, how's it going? I've checked on the DolarApp site, and there's a lot of comments to their now my video, I had said the DolarApp hasn't responded. But since my video and this video that I did this yesterday, I've been checking the DolarApp, and all of a sudden people are complaining of lost funds. I think the DolarApp posted something about having a new credit card for gay pride or LGBTQ pride special credit card. And people started commenting that, hey, well, why are my funds missing, and why are this? And then I went to the reviews. They even have a 3.9. They have a 3.9 star review on. Hey, Laura, they have a 3.9 on Trustpilot and a 3.9 on Facebook, and most of the complaints are about lost funds. And in looking at it, all of these complaints about I made a deposit in May, the never got to my bank, blah 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 blah. All of that stuff kind of coincides with the collapse of Synapse. Now I have no idea how the DolarApp is still operating. I'm almost sure that they're robbing Peter to pay Paul right now. That's why they're getting more aggressive with their ad campaigns. I've noticed that their ad campaigns have been even more aggressive in the last 2 months, possibly trying to raise capital by taking your deposits and trying to pay the last people's deposits, and supposedly, oh, your money's missing for a while until we can pay you back. It's more or less become a Ponzi scheme. I can't accuse them of doing a Ponzi scheme right now at this point because I don't have any evidence, but having done this and having investigated financial crimes for many years, and having been in federal law enforcement for 30 years, working with FinCEN, all of that stuff, it spells Ponzi scheme. I can tell you what I think. Also, I have been very respectful. The only time I called out Kuru Paul was when I made a warning that, hey, you might be I made a warning about the FinCEN because he came out saying you don't need to do an FBAR, and I said yes, you do. So I did a thing explaining how he kind of gaslighted me then, and I think it's very important that we get this out because I kept names out of this, but the worst offender is Kuru Paul. He's taken a large amount of money. I've told people that I saw his price list of what he charges. He took his price list down when people started accusing him of trying to hide the fact that he was getting paid. And then he started putting paid promotions. And then in his descriptions, he started saying, well, I only use services that I am confident in. He changed a lot of things. I stayed away from criticizing him on that. I stayed away from keeping his name out of all of that. But I think this is very serious. You have a company that he's promoted. The number one is basically probably running a Ponzi scheme at this point. And not only is he doing that, but after I warned everybody what was going on, I told him about the regulations. He did a video around the same time everything was collapsing to promote the company. I don't know if the company paid him to be promoted, not to be promoted, if the company paid him to promote the app because they were going downhill. I have no idea. That's something only Guru Paul can answer. Yeah, maybe he doesn't know neither. Maybe he just got a solicitation. But I hold him to a higher standard because he was in law enforcement before. And that is a very big breach of integrity. Knowing the risks involved in these kinds of things, he should have never, ever, ever taken a paid promotion from this company. He prides himself in doing his research. Well, apparently he didn't do his research. I found all the information on this company. I found all the information on this company on my own with no contacts, without anything. He could have done the same thing. He could have known what reputation this company had. He could have done everything that I did. Actually, he's a good researcher. I don't know why he did. He turned a blind eye to research in order to take a good amount of money. It's in the thousands of dollars. And I'm not going to mention how much. And if he wants to deny it, I have screenshots of his price list that I will publish if he denies it. And I am very upset that a law enforcement officer will go this far for a couple of $1,000s and sacrifice his integrity for it. And I really do hope you, Guru Paul, apologize to your audience, because there's nothing you can say right now that's going to get you out of this. And if you plan to keep supporting the company, you're going to go down with the company. That's all I have to say. And I'm very upset. I had to come off my break to do this. And I'm delivering the truth. I don't make any money off of this. I'm in the middle of a house that's been flooded. I'm trying to deal with all of that stuff, but I'm taking the time to do these videos because they're important to the community that I serve. So I'll keep it at that. My guess is he won't respond at all. And my guess, the videos will still stay up. So that's really basically what I wanted to explain. If any of you all have any questions, and here's the thing. I'm not criticizing Guru Paul in any of his other videos. I have no grudge against him. And other YouTubers have made videos. I'm almost sure. The one that I put to a higher standard is Guru Paul because, number one, he's got a large amount of subscribers. Number two, he's in law enforcement. He should have known better. And other YouTubers, I'm asking them, please take your stuff down. It's not worth it. It's not worth what extra money. And you didn't get paid as much as Guru Paul did. I can tell you that much. So what I am asking from the community is, and I'm sorry if I'm not sounding all too there. I've got a lot of things going on. I have a lot of stress. I have to leave this Friday for Monterrey. We're flying out on Saturday. I think it is, not Friday. We're flying out on Saturday. So I have a lot of things that have been going on in my life right now. So if I sound a little off, please excuse me for that. But the thing is that I need your help. I need your help to spread it on Facebook, post it wherever you can. I know that a lot of people have taken my videos the wrong way, thinking that I'm just trying to trash Guru Paul, and I'm not. I'm just trying to tell him on this particular instance, he needs to man up and do the right thing. and doing the right thing would be to drop the sponsorship and to take his videos down and apologize to his audience. But other than that, I really need your help in spreading the word. The other thing is that Wise has also been affected. Let's get away from the DolarApp. I'm going to explain to you what happened. Evolve Bank is a service provider for a lot of financial apps. They call it fintech, financial technology. It's short for financial technology. All of these companies, for example, BlockFi, Synapse, there's a app called Yoda that Graham Stefan's in charge, in hot water for, not in charge of, in hot water for. If anybody knows who Graham Stefan is, he's a financial YouTuber. And they actually provide the banking services. In other words, when you make a deposit with the DolarApp, there's a bank that receives your money, okay? Now, what the DolarApp was doing, and what Wise probably had, Wise is a bigger company. They had an actual direct relationship with Evolve. They weren't going through Synapse. They have their own stuff. What Wise was doing is whenever you needed to do an ACH transfer from your bank, they were using Evolve Bank to get the ACH out and then put it back, get the ACH money, do an ACH transfer. It was deposited in a U.S. bank account, and then they actually had a bank on this side that they would wire the money or transfer the money. And Evolve Bank was doing all the banking for Wise and the DolarApp, or not the DolarApp, Synapse. And they were taking in the deposits and dispersing the money or wiring the money because they were doing wire transfers to maybe a corresponding bank. You got to understand that Wise, DolarApp, Remitly, all of those, they utilize a bank to do all of this transferring of money. It's Wise that's doing it with a platform, but it's a bank that actually takes your deposit and sends your money to the other country or whatever to a corresponding account. That corresponding account gets a deposit from the wire from the United States. That corresponding account disperses it through ACH to your Mexican account. So basically the way it works is the bank is, there's a bank on the Mexican side and a bank on the U.S. side. You'll find this with Western Union. A lot of times the bank on the Mexican side won't accept the deposit from the American side because of money laundering regulations and stuff like that. I've never had any issues with Wise. I don't know how they do it with what kind of relationship they've had with other apps, but that is a reason, because a corresponding Mexican bank that takes the deposit or the wire transfer of the American bank doesn't accept it until they know that it's clean money, I guess, with Western Union. So Evolve Bank was the U.S. bank that was taking you ACH withdrawals. So when you go into your Wise account, you give your routing number, your account number, and your name. And this applies to the DolarApp, but I'm going on the Wise app because I don't want to get too convoluted and I want to make this simple. What you do is when you say I want to transfer $300 and I want to connect my bank account, then there's a bank, which was Evolve Bank, that was operating for Wise, Synapse, and a bunch of other companies. They take the ACH transfer, they take care of the transfer, and then they send it to the corresponding bank in Mexico, which sends the money to your Mexican bank account. Evolve Bank was doing business with Wise from 2020 to 2023. So after 2023, if you open up a Wise account after 2023, this kind of doesn't apply to you, but I would still have caution because this happened and it is bound to happen with any bank. But Evolve Bank had a major data breach. From what I understand, they pretty much lost all their information. And then it was published on the dark web. So this applies to Wise. If you had an account between 20 and 2023, more than likely your name and your account numbers and your routing numbers to your bank account are on the dark web right now. Now, the only thing about Wise, they've been pretty transparent about it. They've reached out to their customers. They've sent emails. I don't know if they sent emails to the people that were affected, that just had accounts in 20 to 2023, or if they sent out emails to everybody. That's why I did this second video, because most people are going to say, well, yeah, I already know I'm affected because they sent me an email. But just in case you didn't get the email, and also just in case you want to know this information for future, I don't know, decisions of whether you want to keep using Wise. If you use Wise, I'm not saying yet use it or don't use it. They seem to be a very legitimate company. They don't use cryptocurrency, and they've been very transparent about the data breach. So I can give them kudos for that. But but I will say that I'm going to start evaluating other services myself. I was affected by the data breach. Wise has said that the only thing that was affected for Wise has been names and account numbers, none of your identification, because when you open up a Wise account. Oh, and the other thing about Wise is they are compliant with money laundering and banking regulations in all the countries that they operate. So that's why, like with Wise, you have to upload your ID. You have to, though it's what we call KYC in the United States. The DolarApp doesn't do that. So, which makes me feel that the Wise is a more legitimate company than a fly-by-night company like the DolarApp. And so Wise takes your ID, your user IDs, your passwords. None of that was compromised according to Wise. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if Wise is telling the truth. I mean, I couldn't tell you one way or another, but take it with a grain of salt. I know companies have lied to their customers before. I'm not saying that Wise is. I will not accuse Wise of doing that unless I see something that shows that they're lying to their customers. The DolarApp has refused to answer any questions about what's going on with the bankruptcy of Synapse or with the data breach of Evolve. All what I've noticed on the Facebook is everybody was like, I lost my money. And they always reply with contact support. And then another one, when the next message will be, we sent you a personal message. But nowhere on their side have they acknowledged the data breach, said anything. Nobody that I know of has received emails assuring them that everything's okay. So that's the difference between the two companies. But the two companies did experience a data breach. And it was a pretty serious data breach. It was pretty much the whole database of Evolve customers. Now, here's the thing. Wise did cease a relationship with Evolve Bank, and Wise is doing supposedly a thorough investigation, supposedly, because, we're just taking their word for it. We don't know. Wise is doing a full investigation, but when ties are severed from a company, sometimes those records are deleted. So I could not tell you whether you suffered as a victim. I think that the best thing for anybody to do is take precautions, to take as much precautions as you can to protect your identity. There's free services such as for credit, such as Credit Karma. Because even though it's just your name and bank account information, you might say, I don't use that account anymore, which is my case. I don't use the account I used to use between 20 and 2023. So I'm saying, oh, well, if they try to take out money out of my bank account, it's a bank account that doesn't exist, right? All they need is my number, my routing number, my account number, my name to do that ACH. But I'm running from the position that what if a date of birth, or what if those personal data, or what if a profile was created on you with a date of birth? They could do identity theft. So use Credit Karma. Credit Karma is free. I use it. You don't have to pay for a paid service. There's another one called LifeLock that you can lock all your stuff down. Now that's a paid service. I never used it. People swear by it, but take those precautions, and also not only take those precautions, but the next precaution you can take is to close your old bank account down or empty out your bank account to make sure that, and open another one. Maybe I know I've done this before where I've closed one checking account and opened up another checking account with a different account number. I had this issue back when I was working in Washington, D.C., that I was part of a data compromise. and they had our personal information and bank account information. I just called up the bank and they gave me a new account number. The only thing is if you have ACH withdrawals for your bill pays and all of that stuff, you're going to have to change your routing number and your account number. But that's a good way to do that. Another thing that Wells Fargo actually had me do at one point was they opened up a checking account where I only kept a small amount of money. And then I had my main account, which was another account number. And then I did all my ACH withdrawals from that first account. But I only put enough money in there to pay my bills or whatever it was. So all that money, every month I'd make or every 2 weeks I'd make a deposit into that account for so much money because I knew that was going to come out. So that kind of protected my main account by having a second account. I don't know, when you have a phone that's not detectable, they call them burner phones. I used to call it a burner account. I had a burner account. I do that with my emails too. When someone says, "Can you send your emails for promotions?" I have a burner email account. So you can do that. And the other thing that many people do is you want to avoid any kind of phishing schemes, what we call phishing schemes, where someone will call you and say, "Hey, we're from the bank. Your account number is ABCDEFG. We need to talk to you about your bank account. Can you authorize a deposit, or can you authorize this, or can you authorize?" And they'll ask for more personal information. "Oh, we need to verify your information. What's your date of birth?" If a bank ever calls you and asks for your date of birth, and if you're not calling the bank and they're asking for your date of birth, if they call you, you tell them, "We'll call you back." This happens a lot in Mexico too. There's a lot of schemes. My wife got a call one time saying they were from BBVA, and there was a problem with our account. We immediately said, "Okay, well, who are you? Blah, blah, blah." "No, we're account service." And it sounded totally legitimate. They had it seemed like our information. They even asked for my wife by name. It was her account. And she said, "You know what? I'll tell you what, I'll call customer service back." And they started, "No, no, 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 you don't need to do it. We can take care of it here. You just need to authorize this and give us these special access codes or whatever." And my wife said, "No, I'll call you back and I'll give you the access code." We called back customer service and they said, "No, we didn't call you, and we never contact our customers or we'll tell them to call us back if it's important." Anytime we receive a call from the bank, we even received a call just lately from BBVA saying there's a problem with your account. We didn't answer the phone, even though we knew it was from BBVA. And then we called them back. And we even looked up the phone number, making sure we were calling a branch. And we actually called the branch. And then it turned out they wanted to offer us a credit card or something for the bank. So if anybody ever calls you and seems to know your information, saying they're from a bank, saying they're from the credit card company, always, always, always say you'll call them back. This is a big scam too. They'll tell you, "Hey, you owe money for Macy's or whatever." And you're like, "I paid it." "No, I need to verify your account. Let me check." And then they start asking for your date of birth, your social security number. You know what you do? You tell them, "You know what? Okay, if you're from Macy's, I'll call you back." You hang up and you call up the known customer service number and say, "Hey, is my account up to date? Because someone called me from Macy's." And if they say, "Yeah, we were calling you because you missed a payment," then you know that you can give your personal information. So you want to avoid those phishing scams and everything else. And that's what a lot of this data breach information, that's what they use it for. Okay, so that's why I wanted to come on live tonight. I wanted to keep it kind of, if anybody has any questions about this data breach, let us know, or let me know right now so I can answer them. And I'll be on my break again after this if nothing new happens. I've been working very hard yesterday and today to bring up those 2 videos. I finished this second video today. I think I already gave enough detail in the first video, so you can watch the first video and then watch the second video. But the second video is basically, hey, it happened to Weiss too. Yes, Laura says, yes, having 2 accounts, changing, updating ACH debits is a hassle, but doable. Also have a small limit for daily withdrawals. Yes, actually, Laura, you're right. You can actually limit how much you can withdraw from ACH. And I do know that if you go with one of the major banks, they're pretty good too about fraud detection, but you can't rely on them. So if anybody has any questions, like I said, I just came on. I'm going to go back on my break, but I have a lot of stuff going on. But I thought this was important enough, and I'm reaching out to you guys to spread the word. If you know of any, I know of a couple of other YouTubers that have done videos. I don't think they would have been as smart as Kurupal to know that it's a scam, unless they've been watching my videos and they ignored my videos. But if you can reach out to those YouTubers, if one of your favorite YouTubers is pushing this, if you see it in Facebook when people are saying use the DolarApp, use my videos, post my videos, and like I said, I really hope that Kurupal comes clean, mans up, and apologizes to his audience, because I'm sorry, no amount of money. And I don't have anything. I've told everybody I have nothing against him. I have nothing against YouTubers making money. But let's do it honest, people. Let's do it honest. Let's be honest. And I'm sorry, but, it's just, like I said. And let him know on his DolarApp video, commenting on it. I can't, because he gaslighted me and he kept me. I cannot comment on his channel. He hid me from his channel, from anybody seeing my comments. So, like I said, we need to band together and spread the word. I don't want any more victims of this. And the ones that are at most at risk are the DolarApp people. People have already lost money. I don't know if people losing money through Wise. All I know is they're part of the data breach. It's only fair that I mention this because it's important to get out. I don't know of any other services that are members of the data breach. If I do find out Remitly was doing business with Evolve or anybody else, I will come out with a video. I'm totally fair. I'm not trying to bang on the DolarApp. A lot of people think that I have some type of vendetta against the DolarApp. I don't. I just don't like I didn't like it from the very beginning. It was just a hunch. And my hunch turned out correct. And it was just a law enforcement hunch that things just didn't look right. And my years in financial investigations told me things just didn't look right. Things weren't squared away. And I did my due diligence. Apparently another law enforcement officer didn't do his due diligence, or he sacrificed his integrity for the sake of making money. And that's sad. And I really take that personally because I'm from the law enforcement community. It's people like that that make us look bad. It's corrupt cops that make us look bad. I'm not saying he's corrupt. I'm just saying it's corrupt cops that make us look bad. It's those incidents of brutality that make us look bad in the law enforcement community. When I know plenty of people that have great hearts, that work hard and have the utmost of the integrity and not corrupt and do their job the best they can to protect the public, get up, put a vest on every day and a gun on every day and risk their lives to protect the public. And sometimes they get a bad rap because of people like that. And you know what? I mean, not only that, but he's actually said, oh, I'm a former law enforcement. And I don't know how many people say they trust him so much because he's former law enforcement. Well, I don't trust anybody who's former law enforcement, who lies to their community, who has no integrity, because you just showed your integrity, because you continue to support this app. And until I see you not support this app, I will call you out. And maybe I only have 20,000 subscribers and 700 views, and you think you're too good because you have 100,000 subscribers. At least if one person listens, that's one person less that's going to listen to you. So I challenge you. And yes, I'm serious, and I'm upset. I'm upset for the rest of the law enforcement community. And I want you guys to know how upset this makes other former law enforcement officer feel. And it's not good. We're here to protect the community. I retired. I no longer work in law enforcement, but I still have that instinct and the integrity to protect the community. That's what I want to do. That's why I'm here. and I may not have the most subscribers. I may not make money off this, but that's not what I'm about. I'm about trying to get you guys the information. I'm in the middle of like I told everybody, I'm not trying to play the victim here, but I'm in the middle of my house flooded. I'm in the middle of dealing with the contractors. I'm in the middle of trying to get back to Monterrey. We got another hurricane coming that's probably going to hit Mexico, and we're probably going to get floods again. So heaven knows what's going to happen. And I took the time out of my days, yesterday all day and today, to get these videos done, get them out, get on with you guys to explain exactly what's going on, be available for questions. I may not respond to your comments quickly because I'm sorry, but I'm very busy. But I want you to know that I'm here, and something like this happens and it's important, I am going to take off of whatever break, whatever I need to do to get a video out, to get it out to the public. And that's just the way I am. I've been in public service for 30 years and I'm still in public service to this day. I come from a long line in my family of public service. Like I said, my uncle was a general in the military. My other uncle worked with Cesar Chavez, activist. My grandmother was very involved in social issues. I have an aunt that was a social worker. I come from a long line of social workers and public servants, and that's what I do. And thank you very much for listening to me. All I ask is you guys get the word out as much as you can. I know that the DolarApp is discussed a lot. Also, even about Wise. Hey, did you know that Wise suffered between 20 and 2023, if you had an account, close it down, or, whatever it might be. If they didn't, like I said, I got an email. That's how I found out about Evolve. I got an email, but not everybody's going to get the email. Maybe you signed up with a wrong old email address before. Maybe you don't use Wise anymore. Maybe Wise only sent emails out to people between 20 and 20 that had accounts between 20 and 23. I don't know. I got one because I had an account between 20 and 23, 2020 and 2023. And so spread the word, because, there might be people that say, shoot, I don't want to use Wise anymore because I don't trust them because the bank that they dealt with. There has been issues with Evolve Bank too. I think Evolve Bank has had a lot of issues with, I think that's why Wise dropped them. But like I said, I don't know the whole history, but the more I read, the more issues they've had with fintech companies. One of the things too is you have to be very careful with these applications. There's another one called Kobe AI that's doing the same thing as the DolarApp, transfer your money. And I don't think they're using crypto. The DolarApp's the only one that I think that was using cryptocurrency. But you need to be careful. Make sure that and if you're going to send money, don't send 60,000 or don't put $60,000 or 100,000 pesos or 60,000 pesos into an account because you want a credit line, or $5,000 because you want a $5,000 credit card that you have to hold in there because it's a secured credit card. And then the next day, the bank, the company goes bankrupt. Please be careful and spread the word. You need to be very careful, and we need to spread the word. There's many people that I know. I mean, I'm on the fence about Wise, about whether I should still use them. I'm going to do my due diligence, but I know some people that if they knew what happened, they would probably say, I don't ever want to use the service again. And that's your decision. All of this is your decision. Even the DolarApp is your decision. But you need that information so that you can make a decision. For example, if I make the decision to keep using Wise, I already know what Wise has gone through. I already know their relationship with Evolve Bank. I already know their track record. I already know what kind of company it is. I already know that they are with the banking regulations in the United States. They're not trying to skirt them. I already know I had to give them all my identification and everything else for KYC and banking U.S. banking regulations and Mexican banking regulations or whatever it might be. So I'm apt to say, okay, I'll give them another chance, but I might find a better service. Wise fees have been going up, so maybe this is a better time for me to look for a service that gives better fees. But I'm not going to go with a fly-by-night service like the DolarApp. That's one thing that I will not do. And I want to make it clear, I don't have anything against anybody. What I do have things against is the principle. If I call out another YouTuber or an expat service or whatever it might be, number one, I only call them out for that one thing that they did, not their whole career. I'm not trying to ruin anybody's career or reputation, but I will call them out for that. And, you know, if it results in them changing their ways, even if they try to hide it, at least it's something better for the community that we can benefit from that they know they can't get away with it the next time. But it's the actions of those people that I don't agree with. It's the actions of the different people that I call out that I don't agree with. It's not the person. It's nothing personal. I want everybody to know that it's nothing personal. I know that people have, every time that I've done something, I guess calling out something, I know adamant fans will say that I'm trying to do something or harm them or badmouth them. And it's no, I'm just trying to tell the truth. That's all I want is the truth. Please understand that. And if you want to come to a channel that's going to give you the truth, and if not the truth, the best I can do is to give you the truth. And if I'm wrong about the truth, I will duly correct myself, because the one that's the most important of all is you, my audience. You're more important than I am or I'll ever be, because you're important to me, you're important to this channel, and you need to be important to everybody else in the community. And that's what I strive for. That's why I have no problem in saying I'm wrong, or that's why I have no problem in saying, you know what, I did the wrong thing, or I gave the wrong information. And I've been corrected many a times. And I actually, I was talking about Mexico Relocation Guide. Someone corrected me on the tip regulations, and I was behind. And I checked up, and I was like, dang, they're right. And I actually told him, because we were kind of arguing back and forth, we were fighting. And I told him, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for letting me, thank you for calling me out. Actually, thank you for calling me out, because I wouldn't have looked it up, and now I know something new. So I'm learning something from you guys every day too, not just you guys learning from me. And that's what kind of community we need to build. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend that's coming up. Actually, it's not even the weekend yet. It's actually Monday. A wonderful week coming up. I gotta admit, I'm retired, so sometimes I don't remember what day of the week it is. That's the best thing about being retired. You don't have to worry about Friday or it being Saturday or the weekend, or you don't have to dread Monday. Every day is a Monday, or every day is a Sunday, I guess you might say, or Saturday for me. So I know that there's been a lot of comments. And someone asked, is there an alternative to Wise? I'll tell you what, Blaine, there's two alternatives that I've seen that are very competitive. The only thing is I haven't looked into them because I've used Wise. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I've used them because of the convenience. My brother-in-law uses Remitly. He swears by it. A couple of times when Wise does it, Wise has a thing where you can actually, Wise has a thing where you can actually compare their rates with other rates. And I've actually seen Remitly come out over them as far as the rates that they give. And then there's Xe Currency. Xe Currency has an app, actually. I use the Xe Currency app, but I don't use it to transfer money. I use it for the current exchange rate. But my understanding is Xe Currency gives you the current exchange rate. Actually, I have the app. I downloaded it. If you want to download it, instead of having to look up the exchange rate, I have the app. I just pull up the app, and actually, it's a really neat app because it has like a little calculator. You can put U.S. dollars, Mexican pesos, or whatever, and let's say something costs 399 pesos. You can go onto the app, and it's like a little calculator too. You can actually add your stuff. But like say you put 399 peso, it'll tell you how much in dollars at the current exchange rate. So it's a really neat app. But I know that they do money transfers too. So thanks. That's the two that I know of. Now, Western Union, I have dealt with them before. They do transfer money, but anything over $500, I'm telling you right now, like even if it's $700 or there's certain numbers, I don't know what the numbers are, but they hold it up. They want your bank account statement. And literally, they ask for a copy of your bank account statement, your copy of your ID. The thing you need to understand about Western Union, they're the most common money service remitter. And there's a lot of money remittances and a lot of money laundering going on with money remittances. So Western Union is a little bit, how would you say, more under the gun than other money transfer businesses. So Western Union is more likely to give you like the third degree of why are you transferring $1,500 to Mexico? And you have to write them an email with all of these attached, and then you got to show the source of funds. It's a pain. So I wouldn't use Western Union. MoneyGram also does that. I haven't used MoneyGram, but that's a little bit more like if you want to send cash. So let me see if I have any other questions here because I've been talking here the whole time. And I know, thank you very much. That I know a lot of people have been saying we appreciate what you do, and thank you very much. That's what keeps me going. That I know that I'm making a difference. Gringos, you use Wise as well, but they were better about the exchange rate. We never got an email about the breach. Maybe we weren't affected. Probably Gringos or us. I will tell you, from working with the financial sector, not working in the financial, but working with them through my investigations, a lot of times these data breaches, and I'm going to be honest with you, the company doesn't want everybody to know. Actually, probably what I just did and said, hey, Wise had a data breach. They don't like bad publicity. So under the law, and I know that under the law, the regulatory laws, they're only supposed to send emails out to the people that, or they're obligated to send emails out to the people that were directly affected. So if you weren't directly affected, possibly you didn't get an email. That's why I put out the video. I got to put this one up. The best thing about being retired is that every day is Taco Tuesday in Mexico. That's right. Gringos are us. Or Margarita Monday. Yes. Thank you. Actually, two travelers and Gringos, thanks for bringing my spirits up a little bit. I'm just a little bit worn down right now. MoneyGram works well for less than 15,000 Mexican pesos. Oh, thanks, Rick. I didn't know. I haven't used MoneyGram before. And I have used Western Union again, not to send myself money. I sent some money to our tour guide in Guatemala. I didn't have any issues with Western Union, but I know that when I was depositing I don't know why, there was no issues but I was only sending $100. And I sent money. I guess one time my sister-in-law was in trouble. We sent money. But we didn't get flagged, but it was only a couple of $100. So it's probably the same thing with Western Union. But I know when I was trying to transfer like $1,500, it was like and then the worst part about Western Union that frustrated the heck out of me was I already submitted this information. Shouldn't you have my information in the computer? Like you copy my ID and you have no, you have to send it every single time. I just got fed up and I didn't use it anymore. Or Mezcal Monday. Two travelers came up with a good one too. Let me see. I got... Laura, congratulations on your 4-year retirement anniversary. Highly recommend. I recommend it 110%. The first year of retirement, I did go through a little bit with cancer, but I can tell you what, if I wasn't retired, I don't know how I would have gotten through cancer, working and everything else. So, like I said, it is definitely recommended. And congratulations, Laura, on your 4-year anniversary. I don't even know how many years I'm. Let me see. I was 52. I'm going to be 59. So that's 7 years. I think I've been, 7 years now, going on 7 years, because it'll be 7 years until the end of this year. So, all righty. If we don't have any other questions, I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I just wanted to be on quick. I've got other things that I need to take care of. Actually, I hit the hour that I normally hit anyway. But if you do have any questions, leave them in the comments to this live or under the video. And have a good night. Thank you, Lisa. Today is your 1 year living in Mexico, Marcus. Congratulations. The first year is always the adjustment period. So, like I said, if you have any other questions, just let me know. I thought I would explain it tonight more in detail, exactly how all this stuff works, so that you get a better idea. And thank you very much. And like I always tell everybody, until next time, stay safe, and most importantly, stay informed.